So question 5 says multiply as indicated, express your answer as a single polynomial in standard form. So notice how we have x on the outside and we have inside x cubed minus x plus 8. So when we have problems like this is described as the distributive property of multiplication. In other words, we're going to be multiplying through addition. So if you recall, if I gave you like 5 times, say, 12, most of us probably these days would just type into a calculator 5 times 12 gets 60, or remember, you can also use parentheses, 5 in parentheses, 12, and that would give you 60 as well. Now, the thing about the calculator is this calculator cannot do variable math. It can only do number math. Now, variable math follows the same strategies as number math does. Now, one of the things we can do, instead of keeping this as a 12, what I can do is change this to 5 times, and I could change 12 to an addition problem, 10 plus 2. The distributive property says I'm allowed to multiply the 5 through the addition. In other words, I can multiply the 5 through the parentheses. So remember, the parentheses actually represent this multiplication. So we have a monomial times a binomial, if you will. So what I do is I can multiply the 5 times 10, and then I can add to that 5 times 2 would be the other part of this. So that would be like 50 plus 10, which in turn would be 60. Now, another way of doing this is use a box as a way of doing it, or what's called the area model. So because to find the area of a rectangle is actually a multiplication problem, so a box is really a good organizer too. So what I can do is I could put the 5 on this edge, and I could put the 10 and the 2 along this edge, and I can multiply through and put these answers inside the boxes. So 5 times 10 would be like 50, and 5 times 2 would be 10, and 50 plus 10 becomes then the total area, which would be 60. So in this problem right here, what I can do is multiply the x, and I can multiply that to the x cubed minus this x plus this 8. So what we can do here, since the trinomial inside here, there aren't any like terms, what we can do is multiply this x through all 3 pieces. Now, an easy way to organize that is also use the box as a strategy. So I have x cubed, I have a negative x, and a positive 8. So I can partition like that. So x times x cubed, notice how that means there's 4 x's multiplied together, and we can use a power of 4 for that. So that's x to the 4th power. X times negative x, well, remember, a positive times negative is going to be a negative, and since there's an x and another x, that's going to be an x squared. And then x times 8 is going to be this 8x. And since none of these are like terms, you would just bring down x to the 4th minus x squared positive plus 8x. Those would be there are 3 things that you'd be adding together to get the total area. So the area would actually be represented by this polynomial. Again, I could come over here and do the same thing. X times x cubed is x to the 4th. X times negative x is negative x squared. And x times 8 is going to be a positive 8x or 8x. So notice how this is actually a little quicker because you could literally just do the problem mentally. But if you need an organizer, I can also use a box as an organizer to multiply polynomials together. So that would be your answer using either strategy.